Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day. As always, leaving a comment, leaving comments, subscribing or leaving a like. All of these things do help the channel. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. At the moment, the cryptocurrency price news is all around very happy, joyous, jovial. It says Bitcoin struggles at $44,000. Indicators say that time for a breakout has arrived. This indicator points to a Bitcoin bottom. 50,000 K is the next target? Question mark. Bitcoin price could explode to $200,000 as investors drop bonds. This was said by Fundstrat's Tom Lee. The amount of price predictions floating around in the cryptocurrency space right now are absolutely incredible. If you look at and I should have had it right here as well now that I think about it, the fear and greed index, we are no longer in tremendous fear, slight fear. We are now in like a fair, nearing, slightly greedy area as a lot of people are anticipating a further move higher within the cryptocurrency space over the next couple of weeks. Once again, all of the metrics are there. Everything looks completely fine. The network usages have completely gone through the roof. It is clearly abundant right now that inflation is here to stay for at least a long while. The reason he's talking about bonds is because normally, historically, bonds have been seen as a safe harbor for people who are trying to get into some type of an investment, and therefore, if everything else fails, at least bonds will have your back. But some of them, I mean, they're terrible. Like a 10-year bond will get you like a 0.9% return, with inflation being 6 to 7% on the year. You're just basically losing tons of money. This is also wrapping into the entire idea that we had years ago. As inflation continues, it may only get worse and people don't use bonds anymore. People start selling off their gold, as which we also saw the last 2 years. And then stocks also tend to underperform compared to the cryptocurrency market. Well, then more people would come over to Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency market in general in an effort to have some kind of return on their money. This one says Bitcoin's price is likely starting the next push up if 42,000 holds as support. This one says technical analysis. Ethereum near make or break levels. Why Ethereum could extend losses if the price goes down. That's how it could extend the losses. If Bitcoin doesn't go up, if the rest of the market ends up falling down, then Ethereum will do the exact same thing. However, if Bitcoin goes up and Ethereum goes up, then the prices will also go up. See, it's super simple. I mean, you don't even have to think about that one. It says Litecoin price analysis, key breakout zone at $132. And it says Bitcoin whales are stacking ETH, ADA, and Polkadot 40% gains ahead of the altcoin season? Question mark. This is also popping up in a number of articles as well, as we have gotten indications from a number of large, I was going to rhyme and say publications, but a lot of analysts who've basically been announcing that they believe that the, 30-something or other $1,000 was the price bottom. If you look at even the prices right now before I made this video, you can see that people have been trying to, in some sort of way, lower the prices over the last even day or so. But we keep popping up on the same exact level of resistance. So, at the moment, the price news is quite optimistic. Will we have an alt season? Nobody knows. Will Bitcoin finally go back to $70,000? Or can Ethereum finally upgrade at some point in the next couple of weeks? Find out the next time on Dragon Ball Z. That's all the price news. It's all optimistic at least. And yeah, let's move on. In one of the most popular news stories of the day, in September 2021, Twitter enabled Bitcoin payments as the first cryptocurrency payment option available using its tipping jar. On Wednesday, the social media platform added a slew of fresh payment services to these existing tipping options, including Ether. Here's a tweet for it right there. A very long tweet. Users looking to receive ETH tips simply need to enable the platform's tipping features and add an ETH address to the dedicated section of their profile. However, an attempt to add an ENS domain name in place of a full alphanumeric address proved unsuccessful, prompting an error box that indicated punctuation was invalid. And there's a little thingy right there saying, no, you can't do that. When it comes to Bitcoin, tips can be sent through the Lightning Network, which sends payments using the Strike app. Twitter provided no other details pertaining to tipping in either. So, you would assume this would be the simplest of topics. No, of course, the internet completely lost their minds for this one. For those of you who have forgotten, Jack Dorsey is no longer the head honcho at Twitter. Why is this important? Because Jack Dorsey loves Bitcoin. He doesn't like it. He doesn't think it's cool. He thinks that it is going to be the currency of the internet and no one else will use anything else but Bitcoin in the future. Think I'm joking? I'm not. I promise you this is literally what he said many other times before. On top of that, as he has recently left his position as the head honcho at Twitter, them adding other coins to the platform, a lot of people were joking, saying it's like a bit of a smack to the face to Jack Dorsey because he would have never allowed such a thing on the website. On top of that, for those of you who have not recently sent any Ethereum transactions or any Ethereum movements, what have you, so on and so forth, the transaction fees are a little annoying. Sometimes, even recently, a transaction fee was like $48 to send a couple of other bucks, and it was a little annoying having to pay that amount to send the other portion of it. So the idea is, if I am tipping you 14 cents, but my transaction fee says 18, well, then that's probably not going to end up happening. So the gas fees on Ethereum have been put into the spotlight as many other people, the article's littered with people talking about it and yada, 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 and how high the gas fees are. Even many of them saying, well, they're probably doing this because Ethereum is better than Bitcoin. I would even go so far as to say, now hear me out on this one, I feel like they're simply adding more tipping options because it's probably what they wanted to do for a very long time. Maybe Jack Dorsey got in the way. Who knows? I would assume that they put Ethereum, hear me out, onto the platform because they knew that it would be unusable because of the current gas fees. Wouldn't it have made more sense for them to add Ethereum as a payment option when Ethereum 2.0 was released? And then we had like 1 cent transaction fees. I feel like this was done as a very light backhanded smack to Ethereum to say, no, we've added the number 2 coin to the platform, but no one seems to be using it because of how high the gas fees are. So anyway, this was very popular news. I don't know if it's because it's Twitter, if Jack Dorsey was associated with it before and therefore so and so, because Twitter is gigantic and therefore the amount of people who will have exposure to seeing the word Ethereum, it could really be a whole slew of things. I think they've also added PayPal as a tipping option, and does it say it anywhere here? Maybe it was in the photo. And Venmo. I don't know what a Venmo is, but they've added it. So yeah, Twitter now has more ways to tip on the twit. Wonderful. Yeah, that's the Twitter news all over the place. People losing their minds for some Twitter tips. And yeah, let's move on. I did not think news like this would be popular, but, here we are. Colorado will soon start accepting Bitcoin as a payment for taxes. Governor Jared Polis said in a Tuesday interview with CNBC. He said, we expect to accept crypto by this summer for all of the state's tax-related purposes. Polis added that Colorado planning on enabling Bitcoin and cryptocurrency payments for other state-related fees in the following months. following the taxes rolling out. Wow, okay. Soon enough, a Colorado resident might soon be able to pay for their driver license as well with Bitcoin. He said, "We are very forward-looking, innovative state." Wow, cool. However, Polis highlighted that the state would immediately convert the cryptocurrencies received as payment into US dollars to fulfill its obligations and accommodate its current accounting standards. He said, "All of our expenses are in dollars. Our budget is approved by legislators in dollars. So when we talk about accepting crypto for payments, that would be converted back into dollars for our payments purposes." This is not, first of all, they're not the first state, country, county, province, hamlet to actually decide to do this. I read it and I knew exactly what was going to happen. This happens all the time. I think it is simply a very clever way for anyone who's trying to accumulate more Bitcoin to be able to accumulate more Bitcoin. Simply saying, hey, you can pay for X, Y, and Z completely in Bitcoin or Ethereum. Do whatever you want. Having it converted back to US dollars immediately is, I guess, just part of the game right now, as there is no proper regulation, legislation, any type of station inside of the United States. But you have to wonder, when it's converted, where is that going to? Like, who is why accept Bitcoin at all? I assume Colorado doesn't have 38 million people who are using Bitcoin every single day. I assume I'm not in Colorado, but I assume that the Colorado metrics aren't that high, that they see that 99% of people are using Bitcoin for payments, and therefore it is a must that they accept it for taxes. So anyway, that's the Colorado news. Not the most exciting, not the craziest or full of pizzazz. However, this was incredibly popular. I don't know if it's the idea or the illusion that governments are now in tune with accepting Bitcoin more often, and therefore this is really cool and everyone else should be getting on board and they're doing it. So why aren't you doing it? When they start accepting Bitcoin and aren't converting their Bitcoin, I think I'll pay a little bit more attention. But many other places have done the exact same thing. Many other companies. That's why, and I got it. That's why the Tesla and many other companies who were accepting before Bitcoin and are still accepting Bitcoin, who don't convert it and actually add more Bitcoin to their stash, this is why they're special. Because what's the point of, you might as well just only accept dollars as a form of payment as opposed to you swapping back into it. Or also, this is a really cool, clever way for them to, for them to stack their own Bitcoin. Anyway, let's see if this works out. Once again, I don't assume that they're going to be making tens of millions of dollars every single year from tax revenue in Bitcoin, but popular news is popular news. All right, let's move on. Also in the news, in a bullish report released by professional services firm PricewaterhouseCoopers Luxembourg, 61% of 123 Luxembourg-based financial players are embarking or planning to embark on a crypto journey. The report comes hot on the heels of competitor professional services firm KPMG Canada's decision to add Bitcoin and Ethereum to its treasury. It appears that the big four are warming up to crypto. They're not warming up to anything. They've been in the space for a very long time. These news stories, these decisions do not happen overnight. If you are a company who has $714 billion in assets under management, you do not decide on a Monday that you like the sound of the word Bitcoin and then on Thursday say, yes, let's begin to accumulate and or allow our clients to hold said asset. You've seen how long it takes to get regulatory approval for anything around the world. One can only assume that since we've had news that these companies and corporations have been looking at crypto since 2014, and that a lot of them have been accumulating since 2017, that they themselves have accumulated so much that they feel that it's now appropriate to tell their clients, hey, you should do the same, because they know that if Bitcoin goes to $1 million, they will be multi-trillion-dollar companies. Thomas Capione, blockchain and crypto assets leader for PricewaterhouseCoopers Luxembourg, told Cointelegraph that for many years, traditional players have been looking at crypto assets with skepticism, I'm sure. He added that a possible combination of branding rules or branding issues and a lack of understanding may have stymied growth in this space in the past. However, the negative sentiment may be on the turn, I'm sure. Yeah, because it happens overnight. It happens so quickly that they would want to have nothing to do with crypto. There's also a very big former hater of the cryptocurrency space who's also very deep in the news today as far as like, we hate it. It's terrible. Why is anyone using this? Oh my gosh, there's so much money to be made. I'm so glad we're in this space. That's literally what the next news is going to be about. However, the negative sentiment may be on the turn. He said it's become clear, however, that 2022 shall be a pivotal year when it comes to crypto assets management. How weird. Anyway, so we have Fidelity, we have PricewaterhouseCoopers, we have KPMG, the other list of letters that I simply can't remember off the top of my head, who were all deep into crypto. I told you this years ago. I told you. I knew it was going to happen. It was so completely obvious. Because once again, for those of you who don't know how countries work, not making a joke, the people with the money make the rules. If there was any hint of the United States banning Bitcoin, that would have happened around 2016, 2017. I was like, no, it seems so obvious that all the richest players are in the space, because if it had any actual bearing or was going to do anything explicitly negative to them, their companies, their space, the money that they were making, crypto would have been gone a long time ago. But alas, once again, we continue to get news that all the largest players on the planet are into the cryptocurrency space. Will people take notice? No idea. We keep getting really crazy good news. I mean, not to say that this is, good or wow, can't wait for this to happen news, but it's more of a, yeah, all the big players are here. I can only assume that they're also accumulating crypto. I don't know, because I'm not a person sitting in one of those rooms. Anyway, those two coins have sunglasses. They also don't have eyes, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. Yeah, that's the rich people are planning to buy more cryptocurrency news. And yeah, wait, what's this one? Wait, what's this? What's this? What's this? Ah, here's the actual PDF download for the thing we were just going over. Fantasticals. Alrighty. Let's move on. In the most popular news story, sorry for screaming there, most popular news story of the day, JP Morgan Chase & Son, the United States' largest bank, has entered the metaverse in a big way, constructing a virtual lounge in Decentraland while calling the sector a $1 trillion opportunity. A roaming tiger and a digitized portrait of JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon will greet customers in. That is the last thing that I want to see. I know that they're trying to be, he's the leader, therefore have a picture of him. The roaming tiger is kind of cool. I do not want to see Jamie Dimon's smiling face as I'm entering a lounge. That is the last thing that I want to see, which is located in Decentraland's Metajuku Mall. Okay. Players can watch an executive's presentation on cryptocurrency economics if they go upstairs. Wow. Alongside a JP Morgan report outlining the kinds of business opportunities that can be found in the metaverse, the company's in-house blockchain payment system, Onyx Lounge, was also unveiled. They said the metaverse will likely infiltrate every sector in some way in the coming years, with the market opportunity estimated at over $1 trillion in yearly revenue. Yearly, says the report, which also mentions that $54 billion is spent on digital products each year, which is more than twice the amount spent on music. JP Morgan identified a surge of independent creators using Web3 to sell their work in innovative ways as a key driver behind the metaverse's new economy. And I don't have to read all that because that's just a load of hubbub that they're trying to make it sound like they're actually normal. The point is, yes, very, very popular news. Oh gosh, that's it right there. Oh, there's a literal roaming tiger. Oh my gosh. Why would I want to see that? Why? What made them think of that? You know what it would, you know what would have been, what would have made so much more sense? If they had a photo of literal onyx, like the actual stone, that would have made more sense. Like, wow. Or even if it was like colored in onyx on the walls, also made a lot more sense. Or also like maybe like just have a money sign. Maybe have like one of Warhol's, like, you know, his famous like money sign thing. Have 3 of them on the wall. People would have got it. JP Morgan Chase, oh, money, got it. Cool, 3 money signs. Tell me right now the honest truth. Who out there wants to see Jamie Dimon's face when they walk into the Onyx Lounge? Nobody? Oh, you do, ma'am? Oh, no, she also put her hand down. Why would they do this? Anyway, so, yes, we've had news before, many a time, for those of you who weren't aware, that this man on the wall hates cryptocurrencies. He thinks they're absolutely terrible. Why would anyone use them? They're a farce, blah, 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 blah. And then we had news that his family was into Bitcoin. They were buying tons of it. And then other subsidiaries of JP Morgan Chase were also buying tons of Bitcoin, which is kind of weird. Why would they be doing that? And then we also had news that JP Morgan Chase was releasing price predictions to their clients. That's also kind of weird. Is JP Morgan Chase into Bitcoin as well? No, there's no way. No, I'm lying. They totally actually are. And then we've had news from several other large players that the metaverse was a fad. NFTs aren't going to make it. And now look at that. Look at that. Has anyone been to this place called Onyx in Decentraland? I kind of want to go. I kind of want to walk around, and I really just want to see the tiger. If they had like 5 tigers walk, why is there a tiger? This was the most popular news story of the day. Why everyone is constantly surprised whenever we get very rich people announcing that they are into something. Like, it's the weirdest thing in the entire world. Whenever rich people say that they hate something, everyone's like, well, I also shouldn't be in it because that rich person who has more money than me, they clearly know more than I do. But then a week later, when they're into the space, how much do you want to bet? There are at least 5 people watching this right now because they heard JP Morgan Chase say that there's money to be made in the metaverse. They're now Googling or trying to find something in the metaverse. I can feel it. I know it. I know it for a fact. At least 5 people. Why do you always need rich people to dictate what's good and what's not for you? I don't understand. Anyway, that's the JP Morgan Chase. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. They're getting into the metaverse. They probably were always going to get into the metaverse news. And yeah, let's move on. Also, in why was this news? Famous actor, it literally says famous actor, Ryan Reynolds says crypto is emerging as a huge player. The Hollywood star added that companies are doing a good job of bringing it into a more sort of a safer, more mainstream light. Hollywood actor Ryan Reynolds shared his views on cryptocurrency in an interview with Bloomberg on Tuesday. Reynolds is also the chief creative officer of the self-service ad platform MNTN. Is that supposed to be Mountain? He claims that his company can give clients Super Bowl level attention whenever they want. Regarding crypto, he said, I think companies are doing a good job of bringing it to a sort of safer, more mainstream light. 90% of the he said that. 90% of the word crypto is crypt. So I see why certain folks might be put off or intimidated by it. I like his movies. I think like 80% of them are actually kind of entertaining. The one that he did with The Rock, I didn't care for that. And Gal Gadot, I really couldn't get into it. I don't know why. Why this was major news? I'm not really sure. Like, remember when we had, oh gosh, this was years ago. We had news that it was Ellen, was it Ryan Gosling and some other person were into, it was who? who was the third person? Were into Ripple, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, and people lost it. They were like, I can't believe my favorite celebrities. Why? Like, I get that it's cool that first of all, we've gone over this thousands of times. I mean tens of thousands of times on this channel. Every rich person is into crypto. This is not surprising that Ryan Reynolds holds crypto or thinks that it's emerging as a huge player. We've had news before from so many about different celebrities that they're into the cryptocurrency space. I don't know what I'm telling you. I do not know why this made major news, or the fact, were we supposed to care that Ryan Reynolds believes in crypto or thinks that it's emerging? No, crypto's already been huge. It's not just now emerging right now. It's the same exact thing before that we had like 2 weeks ago when Paris Hilton was talking about NFTs. Is that supposed to make me buy the Paris Hilton? She bought an NFT? No, stop it right now. Video's over. I have to also go buy an NFT. What am I missing? Anyway, so I mean, thank you for your movies. And even thank you for further validating the cryptocurrency space in some sort of way. But I was going to be buying crypto regardless if I almost said Ryan Gosling, if Ryan Reynolds didn't like crypto or not. Like, what's his face? I don't have it in this video because I'm certain I can't say those words out loud. Like, look it up. Mr. Munger, Charlie Munger, recently had a very strong statement about the cryptocurrency space. And I read it and I was like, why was this reported? Am I supposed to care what this man who has no influence on my life has to say about my money? No, I don't. Anyway, that's the Ryan Gosling news. And yeah, let's move on. Also, this was also, I mean, a lot of very popular news stories today that are all really kind of weird. A slew of prominent exchange platforms are joining a new AML initiative, according to a recent blog post by Coinbase. It and other popular trading platforms such as BlockFi, Circle, Robinhood, Fidelity, Gemini, and Kraken will join the travel rule universal solutions technology called Trust, which is a terrible name because names like that are usually cloaked in terribleness. I can't even, how do I put it? Find any government or other type of thing, if they ever have the word care or trust or love as an acronym for the thing that they're doing, if you look a lot deeper into it, it's usually something very nefarious. A joint solution created to comply with the U.S. Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, or FinCEN's travel rule. The travel rule requires financial institutions to collect and retain information related to transfers of funds and transmittals in amounts of $3,000 or more. Going backwards. I find it so weird that for some reason, many countries have this already, this 10K rule. You must have seen it in an airport or any other place you've been when you're traveling. It's like, hey, if you have more than 10K on you, you got to tell us. It's been 10,000 for years. For some reason, a lot of countries have made the number between $1,000 to $3,000 for cryptocurrencies. It's very, very weird, and it's very telling of how the government is just desperately trying to get control over the situation as much as they possibly can. Not making fun. It's simply just exactly what it is. The other part being, we had similar news to this a couple of years ago, where FinCEN was trying to get other cryptocurrency exchanges on board to actually make sure that they're part of this thing together. And it's not even like they can say no to it, because if Circle, Robinhood, Coinbase, Fidelity, Kraken, if any of them had said no to FinCEN, we would have had immediate news of wrongdoing, money laundering, all these terrible things that they would have simply found out of thin air from these cryptocurrency exchanges. So, of course, they have no choice but to actually join this initiative. Why this? It's really weird. I don't get it. Wow. This was very popular news. I don't know if this is popular news simply because it is all the major cryptocurrency exchanges, and maybe people were taken off guard, caught off guard. We're surprised because they were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that they activated this or have this right now. And I trusted them so much before. I don't know if people just didn't know that cryptocurrencies were going to have rules, or if it's because I don't know. I can't ever figure out. Like, sometimes we get news. Like, I understand why it's important. I got that part. But why some news ends up being like really insanely popular news, I'm always kind of, or at least a little bit confused. So this year, it is expected that we are going to have an enormous amount of regulation finally come forth. You've seen it already in the other news articles from other countries who are trying to make crypto legal and or tax it and or be able to trace it, but no word on a ban, if you will. This is why I think we're also seeing an uptick in the amount of news of institutions who are getting into the space, because they've mentioned for years since 2019 that they didn't want to get into the space until there was some type of like comprehensive regulation, so they knew exactly how much they had to send around, how much they could do, what they couldn't do, how much they could accumulate, blah, 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 the whole shebang. So yeah, cool. I mean, so glad that we have more regulations. We knew that they were going to be there, but why this was one of the most popular news stories, the same exact thing with Mr. Gosling, I don't know. Anyway, there's a woman who makes these photos. There's a woman hanging up clothes on clouds, or is she standing in water? Because that looks like a mountain, and that's the reflection of the mountain. Is she standing on a rock? I don't think we'll ever know. And that's one of the things that really bothers me. Is that a star? Why are the clouds green? And without further ado, some of these photos are crazy. Let's move on. There we go. Always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. GBU Wally, formerly known as Professor Wally, Darren Davis, How's Life Austin, Jamie Saad, Blockchain Simplified, and let's move on. Chris, Hakeem Wilkins, Empire Queen, Stake It With Valor, Fud, Wiser, Mortified, Roman Gaba, Bitcoin Ben, Arachno Dave, Tony Ambroski, The Dealer's Den, Red Plump Tomato, Umnu, Wish Nikki, The Letter M, Not Brain, Captain Something in the Z-Way, Lake Crypto, Black Sheep, AJ Cuz 5, Speedy 65, blah, blah. Wow. Speedy 655, Carlos was like Mobarazzi, Jojo, Shasho, VB Nerd 21, Miguel, Gorley, Lauren, Silver, Codebity, Barebones, Mining, Troy, All Good, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Pattern Oster, Conan Nosika, Black Day, Snacky, Chan, Tolik, Banana, Spitches, Agile, and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila, Nahan, Yasha, Harari, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Martin Stoyer, Nostromo, Josh Arson, Anna Barbita, Abibiophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Moham Roni, Massive Ventures in Thailand, Jared Santa, Wise Night, Owl, 242 to the World Bank, Road Network, Crypto Artist, Code UTD, Damien, Setsuna, Richard III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangiela, Body Gem, Gunner, Jimmy Fox, Mention, Cause Mother, Chester, Redan, Kelsey, Black Day, Yes to Crypto, Buddy McButtface, Anytime Fitness, Mouse Corner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger Machanisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayla Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your continued support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel who clicked the little join button below. Thank you for all the support across the entire spectrum of supporting. I do appreciate all of it. At the Memento, Bitcoin is currently at 43,282 US dollars. It is down by 2.10%. These are the really weird movements I was telling you about, like constantly. It was more pronounced a while ago. It was like actual like slamming up and down. The markets are going to be following the exact same movements that Bitcoin is currently up to. Everything's in like a light red. It's not terrible. We'll see exactly what happens as the day goes on. Shiba Inu is up by 0.71%, but this movement downward is pushing down the market. Cosmos is up by 5. Okay, that's something. All right. Leo's up by 0.34. Not a lot. Magic Internet Money is trying to push itself up to the sky. Anything else crazy going on? Nope. I do hope that you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all might have at some point in this day a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, and or evening. I do hope that it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, supporting, liking, commenting, watching, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.